Ever since the announcement of Zelda U, we've all been anxiously waiting for the next installment in the main Zelda series, and it seems like all that waiting has finally paid off. Zelda Breath of the Wild is the latest installment in the Zelda series for the Nintendo Switch and Wii U, previously dubbed by fans Zelda U. It was announced way back in 2013 and had its first trailer in the following year, 2014, of a new-looking Link riding a horse in Hyrule Field. It was originally developed for the Wii U, but was announced in January of this year that it would be multi-platform with the Switch and the Wii U. And after all our waiting, we fans got the game on March 3rd, 2017. Let's start off this review with the story. So we begin with our hero waking up from a long sleep and being led by a mysterious voice to the Sheikah Slate. Later, Link finds an old man who turns out to be the spirit of the King of Hyrule. The king teaches Link that 100 years ago, Calamity Ganon attacked Hyrule, but when no one could defeat him, he was sealed in Hyrule Castle. Calamity Ganon has over time gained power, and if not defeated, he could break free and destroy the entire world. Later, Link learns about guardians and divine beasts who are created to defeat Calamity Ganon, but were eventually turned against the Hyruleans by, you guessed it, Calamity Ganon. So it is up to Link to defeat Ganon before he breaks free and rescue the trapped princess. Now with that out of the way, let's talk about the gameplay. So Breath of the Wild is very different from other 3D Zelda games. This time around, we have a huge open world to explore at our own pace, which is really the best part of this game. There's no specific order that we have to do the dungeons and quests. This makes the game feel much more realistic and like it's your own adventure. You could even defeat Calamity Ganon right as you leave the Great Plateau at the beginning of the game if you really wanted to. The world is full of shrines that consist of puzzles, combat, and more. After clearing a shrine, you get a spirit orb, which can be used to gain more stamina or heart containers. These shrines can be found spread out all over Hyrule and are a puzzle in itself to find. The combat is very reminiscent of other 3D Zelda games, but the catch is that your weapons break very easily. This adds more of a sense of realism to the game, and also adds to the exploration, but can get very annoying when you just want to defeat enemies without having to go and find new weapons all the time. The first few shrines you clear give you powers called runes. These are used to solve puzzles, help you in combat, and even take photos. To gain more power against Calamity Ganon, you can clear dungeons that are known as Divine Beasts. At the end of every Divine Beast, you have to defeat a boss. These boss fights are usually very fun and clever. Another interesting addition to this game is the cooking. You can find pots scattered all around Hyrule that allow you to mix certain materials that can grant you helpful effects such as heat resistance, recovering hearts, and extra stamina. Speaking of heat resistance, armor also plays an important role in this game, also giving you helpful effects such as damage resistance, weather resistance, and extra climbing speed, many of which are very awesome looking and creative. Even after you complete the game, you'll still have plenty of side quests and other things to do, which definitely make this game feel like it's worth the full price. The graphics are cel-shaded and kind of remind me of the Wind Waker, although not nearly as cartoony. The cutscenes are really nice looking, and the voice acting really adds to the experience, although I feel they could have got better voice actors for the characters. There are a few frame drop issues in this game, but nothing that will make you really frustrated. The music is decent, but there's no tracks that specifically stood out to me, and the game never had me really humming songs after gameplay sessions like other games do. But it isn't necessarily bad either, it's just decent. So overall, Zelda Breath of the Wild is a game that I can definitely see myself coming back to, so that I continue to explore Hyrule. The huge world, fun puzzles and combat, beautiful cel-shaded graphics, and its endearing story is sure to leave you with hours of fun, and will definitely make most Zelda fans and newcomers alike happy, even though the music isn't that memorable and there are a few small frame drops. That leaves me to happily give this game a 9.9 out of 10.